Hey guys, what's happening? I'm Steve and this is the YouTube Accelerator. This course is a strategy guide to help you build and grow a YouTube channel. By the time you're done with this course, you are going to have a firm foundation on what type of content you're going to create on YouTube, the people you're going to help, and how your channel is going to grow. We're going to go step by step through the same YouTube Accelerator process that I work with clients. Through this process, you're going to know why your YouTube channel is important, how you're serving people, and you're going to have a list of videos that you need to create to build your channel. So whether you're just starting a YouTube channel, or maybe you've had a channel for a while, but just need clarity on how to move the channel forward and make sure you stay consistent, this course is for you. So get a notebook and let's get to work. So I'm super excited you're here. I know this course is going to revolutionize your YouTube channel, but I want to talk a little bit about the Skillshare class project. So the class project is going to be for you to submit the accelerator form that's available in this class as a PDF. That accelerator form walks through each of the video lessons with all of the questions that we talk about. I really do hope you take the time to download this and fill it out and submit it. And the reason why is I know by submitting that form, you are not only just creating a commitment device for yourself to get things done, but you're also going to be encouraging other people who are taking this class, helping them see, I can do this, I can make this happen. And it's like a rising tide rises all ships. If we're all sharing this information with each other, then all of us are going to benefit from it. So I'm excited to see your class project at the end of this course, and let's get into it. So let's talk about getting the most out of this course. This course is built as a strategy course, right? This is really a strategy masterclass of how to define your YouTube channel and what kind of content you're going to create to grow your channel. So to get the most out of this course, it's all about taking notes, writing down the things that are popping in your head. As I'm talking about the different sections, I want you to be filling out the accelerator form, but you probably need another notebook next to you because ideas are gonna pop in your head about, oh, I could do this video for this person, or oh, what about this? What about this? It's just going to happen when you start thinking and strategizing about YouTube. Ideas just start coming, so make sure you have a way to capture them. Just saying, oh, I'll remember that is not good enough. As a matter of fact, in my Apple Notes, I have a full section for just YouTube video ideas that I carry around with me. So when I'm out and about, if I just have an idea for a video, I can just write it down in my YouTube Notes section. So make sure you have a way to capture those ideas long term, get that accelerator form filled out by the end of this, and make sure you have a place to take notes, so that you don't forget any of those brilliant ideas that you're about to have. All right, well, the first thing we need to talk about is clarity. Yes, you need clarity around your YouTube channel. And the reason you need clarity is because if your only reason for doing YouTube is just to have a YouTube channel, you're going to get burned out really quick. YouTube can be a brutal master if you don't have a deeper reason for having your channel. So we're going to go through 3 questions here to help you bring clarity to why you even want to start a YouTube channel. That clarity is going to make sure you have an intrinsic reason for doing YouTube. So on those very rough YouTube days, or when those bummer comments come over, or when you put out a video that doesn't get as many views as you want, you still keep going, keep driving because you have clarity as to why this channel is important to you. So the first question you want to ask is, why do you want this YouTube channel? And that answer is totally personal. A lot of people I work with want a YouTube channel so that they can create a full-time living through YouTube, so they can live anywhere in the world they want to live and really be their own boss. But this answer can range anywhere from, hey, I just want a fun hobby that I'm really into and I'm going to be committed to I want a part-time income or a full-time income, or I want it to help build my current business. But whatever the reason is, it has to have some meaning to you. So I want you to write that down right now on the worksheet. Why do you want this channel? The second thing you have to answer is, what is the goal of this channel? And now I'm not talking specific numbers here with the goal of this channel. What I'm talking about is the goal from more of a strategic standpoint. The goal of this channel is for me to create a full-time income so I can live anywhere in the world I want to. The goal for this channel is to help me create expertise in my space so I can bring on more clients. The goal of this channel is to generate enough money so I can pay the mortgage every month to help my family. Whatever the goal of this channel is, I want you to write that down. And finally, in the clarity section, we want to answer the question, what does good look like? You see, good is going to have a different definition for every single one of us. And the reality is, your definition of good is probably going to change over your YouTube career. But right now, if you were to have a channel, what are the things you would be doing right now that you would feel like, okay, I'm doing good. This is what good looks like to me. So maybe that's, I'm posting a video a week, I have subscribers coming in, I have 250 subscribers coming in a month, there's revenue coming in. It can be very basic like that, but I want you to at least put some parameters around what good looks like in your world. The goal of this clarity section is really for you to have a deeper reason of why you're doing YouTube. It's really important to have this from the very, very beginning, which is why it's the first section we talk about. Listen, YouTube can become a grind. By having a deeper reason of why you're doing YouTube, maybe how you're serving your family or serving those around you with YouTube, then you can get up and when your camera breaks and your mics don't work and you record a video and at the end of the video, the audio isn't gonna work or the camera cut off halfway through, whatever it is, you'll have enough motivation to pick that camera back up, pick that microphone back up, and record another video. So now we need to talk about your core audience, who you plan on serving. See, I believe that a lot of people start a YouTube channel and just put videos out there without thinking about the people on the other side of the computer monitor, right? They sit in front of the camera, they record a video, and they're not thinking about the people that are going to actually watch that video. So I want you to create essentially this person, this imaginary person, that every video you're doing, you're thinking about that person while you're recording the video. You're thinking about how they would receive what you're saying. They're thinking about how they're going to take what you're teaching and put it into practice. You see, the reason this is important is it helps keep your YouTube channel on track. As your YouTube channel grows, there's going to be a lot of temptation to deviate to the right and deviate to the left and do things that don't serve your core audience. I see it happen all the time. As soon as you hit a 10,000 subscriber mark, you start getting in a lot of people's, there's software that goes out and will scan YouTube for channels, whatever size you want, but 10,000 seems to be the number that I'm seeing this happen a lot on. And brands will start sending you emails asking if you'll review one of their products. This is super common, and if you're not focused on your audience, it's going to be real easy to say yes, because the first time you get one of those emails asking you, hey, will you review one of our products, or can we pay you $100 to review our products, that is an exciting moment. And actually, you should take that as a victory, because it means your channel is actually growing to the point where you're on people's radars. But the danger in that is you can get products from all sorts of different companies. Well, if you don't know who your core audience is, I've watched channels start veering off the road because they just get excited about people sending them stuff, maybe making a couple bucks through some sort of sponsored video. We do not want that. We want every video to go out to serve the audience that we care about. So under this core section, I want you to define who your content is for. Is it for male, female, for both? What age is your general demographic? Now, I don't want you to get too stuck on this, okay? People start freaking out a little bit because they start writing down age. When I do this worksheet with in-person clients, they say, well, everybody can use my stuff. And that's true. And your YouTube analytics will show you that probably you have people from every age bracket watching your videos. But the reality is, for most of us, and when I say most, like 99% of us, there's a certain age demographic that we are going to hit more than others. So once again, we're not limiting the video's reach by writing down, hey, my videos are for 35 to 40-year-olds or 35 to 50-year-olds. We're just defining that core person, okay? So don't stress out too much here, okay? Don't stress out. These answers are not concrete and we're gonna tell YouTube, I only wanna show my videos to 40-year-olds. It doesn't work like that, but it is important that we understand the age bracket. So for me, I know my core audience is generally between the ages of 35 and 45. So a lot of my people have had jobs, had careers, they're looking for a way to expand their income, right? And they need answers to questions on beginner's guides to YouTube. How do I make a YouTube channel, right? That is my core age. And I'm not afraid to say 35 to 45. Now, if we take that to the next level, we see life attributes. So that's things like, do they have kids? Do they have young kids, older kids? Do they own a home? Are they college graduates? Are they high school graduates? What's kind of the life attribute of this person? And so I'll say for me, a lot of the people I work with have kids. Most of them have younger kids, so school-age children or junior high, high school age kids, and they're trying to build an online business. So that's part of the attribute of the people that I'm reaching out to. I know that they generally are two working parents. If there's two parents in the home, I know most of them have been in a career job for at least 10 years, and a lot of them have done some sort of schooling outside past high school. So it doesn't mean they've had a college degree, but a lot of them do, but a lot of them have done some, whether it's community college or certificate programs. That's really my core demographic. So people that have a little bit of tech savvy, they know how to use a computer, right? They know how to get around on their iPhone, but this YouTube thing they just need help with. So for me, that's the kind of audience I'm looking at. So I want you to write down what are some of the life attributes of the people you're trying to serve. And finally, underneath that section, we have just what else? What else do you know about these people, right? Maybe it's that they like to travel. Maybe it's that they buy 10 cars a year because they're car enthusiasts. I mean, whatever it is, anything else you can do to help define your core audience, you want to write this down here. So now we get to some of the meat and potatoes underneath audience, which is what problem can you solve for them? Problem I'm solving is I'm taking the mystery out of building a YouTube channel. And for you, maybe you're doing a plant-based cooking channel for parents on the go. So the problem you're solving is how to cook healthy plant-based meals in a short amount of time, because your people are parents, they're running out the door, they're working, all that stuff. Maybe that's the problem you're solving for them. So write down that core problem that you're solving for your audience. So for this last question in audience, I really want you to start getting into the mind of your audience, and I want you to answer the question, what other videos on YouTube are they watching? If they're watching your plant-based cooking channel, what other channels are they going to, or types of channels are they going to? Really understanding all of the parts of their life. See, this exercise helps you understand your audience more and paints a picture of that person, that your new imaginary friend that is your core audience. Every time you record a video, you're going to be thinking of that person, and you're going to know this video is going to answer this question for them. It's going to help them. I know this is the right video. So I do want to address one last thing underneath audience, which is people tend to have a feeling when they're doing this exercise that they're limiting themselves too much. And that is a danger, because when we start feeling like we're limiting too much, we actually start opening up too much. We actually tend to reverse course and go the opposite direction. Let me tell you, there are plenty of people out there, and there are plenty of people watching YouTube, and there are plenty of people in your niche. So I would not be worried about that. If you're just starting YouTube, just know with 20 or 30,000 subscribers, if you do it right, you can actually create a full-time living with YouTube as your marketing engine. So I wouldn't worry too much about the niche part of it. You want a core audience of people because you want a community. You're going to start seeing, as you post more and more videos, the same people commenting on those videos. Those people become your fans. They're going to help you grow your channel. If you create content for those fans and then start getting too far out into left or right field, they're going to leave you, and you do not want that. So don't be afraid to start with a very niche audience. It's going to be okay. So now we're going to talk about one of the most important things for people, which is consistency. You see, consistency is more important than volume. Consistency is the thing that keeps a channel going. Consistency is a thing that keeps your audience engaged. Consistency is a thing that makes sure you can turn YouTube into just something fun that you do into an income generating machine for you. But consistency also means you have to be committed, and that's the hardest part, because listen, things come up. Kids are going to get sick. Work stuff is going to happen. As you're building a channel, you are going to have a million reasons not to hit that record button. But remember, the reason why we now have that intrinsic reason we're building YouTube, and we know now that we are helping people solve a problem, is going to help us move forward and be more consistent with our videos. You see, in the last section, we talked about what problem we can solve for the audience. But in this section, in consistency, I want you to answer, how will you help your audience? And the difference there is, before we're just talking about the actual problem. In this question, I want you to answer how their life is better because they've watched your video. How you're helping your audience is going to drive, once again, that intrinsic reason of why you need to get the next YouTube video out. Yeah, I'm tired. I had a rough night last night. I don't, I'd rather just go to bed. But you know what? For 30 minutes, I just need to hit that record button and get this video out because I know this is going to help people. That's why this is so important in the consistency section of how you're helping people, because they'll help motivate you to stay consistent. Also in the consistency, I want you to write down some things that your audience is going to say about your channel. What are the things that once people kind of become part of your tribe and watch a bunch of your videos, what are the things that they would say to their friends about your channel? The reason I put this in consistency is because it's those sorts of things that are going to keep you motivated to stay consistent, right? If you write down things like this channel, if we go back to the plant-based cooking idea, you could write down there, this channel is helping me feed my children healthy meals even when I felt like I didn't have time to cook for them. There's a lot of intrinsic value in that, right? There's a lot of emotional pull in that, okay, if I'm putting out a video, I'm helping parents feed their kids healthy meals because I'm showing them how to do it on a short amount of time. I mean, there's a big reason why now I want to be consistent with my videos. So now that we've built that emotional, intrinsic reason a little bit more in this section, now we have to get down to the nuts and bolts. This is where you have to commit. Now, when I say commit, that could be 1 video a week. That could be 3 videos a week. That could be 2 videos a month. But whatever it is, I need you to commit to it. Consistency is the key. YouTube loves consistency more than volume. I'd rather see you put out 3 videos a month for 12 months than watch you put out 40 videos in 1 month. That consistency is so important. I have clients that put out 3 videos a week, and I have clients that put out 2 videos a month, 1 every other week. Either way, they're both doing really well, but the key here is consistency. So the next question here is, will you go live? So live streaming on YouTube is a great way to add more content to what you have on YouTube. But I want you just to make a commitment about whether or not, yes or no, I'm going to go live. If you love the idea of live streaming and being out there and having people live right there without the ability to cut a video or turn the camera off and start over, if live streaming is something you want to do, I want you to write yes here. If it's not, that's totally okay. This might come in the future. But the important thing here is, if you say yes, I want a commitment date on this paper of when your first live stream will be done by. So that means you're going to be able to do the research on how to make sure the live stream goes smoothly, and you're going to do that full live stream by that date on that piece of paper. I would give yourself at least 90 days. You want to build a little bit of a channel and have some followers and some subscribers to the channel. But I want this as a commitment device to say, I am going to live stream by this certain time. And that can become part of your YouTube mix of videos, that commitment of the number of videos you're doing a month. But it's important to understand this is a viable option on YouTube, and to give yourself a date of when you would do your first live stream by. So the last thing there is, how are you going to keep these commitments? So this can be everything from, I use a journal and a planner, I use this piece of software, I use this app on my iPad, but I also want you to talk to somebody about your commitments on YouTube. You see, it's one thing to look at somebody in a camera like what we're doing right here and say, Steve, I'm going to commit to doing 10 videos a month, and just saying that inside your head as you're watching this video. That's not really a commitment device. Writing it down, that's a commitment device. Telling somebody else is an even bigger commitment device. So I'd encourage you, talk to your spouse, talk to your best friend, talk to somebody about what you're doing on YouTube, what you're goals are for YouTube and ask them to help keep you accountable to make those goals happen. And these goals are important because you've just defined a group of people that you are going to help make their life better by creating these videos. So there are people out there waiting for you to make these videos so their life can be better. It's important that we commit to making sure these videos happen. All right, now we're going to dive into the section of content that a lot of you probably think should be first in this whole strategy session, but really it's right in the right place because you have to know who you're serving, how you're going to serve them, how you're going to keep that commitment before we even talk about content. But this is where you are going to clearly define the types of videos you're going to make on your channel. So that first question is exactly that. What type of content are you going to make? Now, this is a broad question. So broad meaning, is it going to be entertainment? Is it going to be education? Is it going to be edutainment? What, on a very broad, kind of 100-foot up level, what type of content are you going to be making? So the second question under this section is, what questions does your audience have? You're making content for an audience. What questions are they asking? You see, Google is the largest search engine on the planet. YouTube is owned by Google and is the second largest search engine on the planet. Your audience is going to have a lot of questions. We want to just get into that mind of that person. The imaginary friend we developed a couple of videos ago, and what questions are they asking when they're jumping on YouTube? The next question here is, what is your special sauce? I believe we all have something to teach, and there's a group of people that we can all help, and we all have a special sauce about us, right? Maybe it's the way that we present and deliver things. Maybe it's that you're really into making incredible videos that have really, really high entertainment value, and you're just passionate about that. That's your special sauce. You see, most stuff that we're going to talk about is already out there, right? When you look at tech channels, there's thousands of people reviewing the new iPhone. But personality can be a special sauce. The angle that you look at things can be a special sauce, right? For me, I'm looking at helping people with 0 to 1,000 YouTube subscribers start and grow a YouTube channel. I feel like my special sauce is I not only understand how to grow a YouTube channel, but I understand what it's like to be a parent with young kids and a full-time job. And I also understand the business aspect of building a YouTube channel. And that's kind of my special sauce, is I can kind of take that audience and go, I get all of these angles you're dealing with. I understand. We all have a special sauce. And once again, that can be personality. It can be content delivery. It can be how you do something. But I want to know what's going to be special about your channel. And lastly, we're going to ask in this section, what does the audience say about you? Now, in our last video, we asked, what does the audience say about your content? And that could be, hey, the content's super helpful. It helped me feed my kids, healthy meals even when I had no time. That's what they're saying about what the content is doing. But now I'm going to ask, what are they saying about you? See, each one of us is special. Each one of us has gifts, talents, abilities that other people don't have. And we want to use those to help the community out there. So I want to know, when somebody watches your video and they become a subscriber of your channel and they start watching video after video after video, what is somebody going to say about you? To be honest, I hope people are saying about me that he's energetic and enthusiastic and knowledgeable about the topic, but he also cares about people and is willing to take the time to explain things that maybe other people wouldn't. Right? I want people to know that I actually do care about them succeeding. And I do hope that I sound like I drank a bunch of coffee and I'm excited about this topic, because I really am, but actually I don't drink coffee. So that's something I want people to say about me. I want people to say, hey, he's a super friendly guy that if I ran into him out downtown, that I'd totally take some time to go hang out with him. That's important to me. It's important to me to come across as friendly and genuine and joyful. So for me, that's what I hope people say about me. What do you hope people say about you? So now it's time to get serious, and it's time to really commit to this YouTube thing. And I tell people, you have got to put your head down for 40 videos before you even look up. The reality is, your first couple videos, the excitement of that is making the video and figuring out how to get the video done and posting it to YouTube. But most people don't get a ton of views on those first couple videos. And it can be really discouraging if you've done 8, 10, 15 videos and you're just not getting any views on those videos. But that's where I want to come in and tell you, I need you to commit to 40 videos. You might be saying, Steve, 40 videos, that is a ton. And it is a lot of video content. But trust me, if you commit to the 40 videos and you're thinking about the audience that we defined earlier in this course, and you're thinking about the questions that they're asking, and you're answering those questions with these videos, by the time you get to 40 videos, I know your channel will be growing and you'll have that motivation to continue doing more videos. So under this section, I want you to commit to those 40 videos. I want you to write down your start date. So you might still be figuring out how you're going to record, where you're going to record. Do you have a place like this to record? Are you going to do them outside? Are they going to be in your living room? Are they going to be in the kitchen? Wherever. You might still be working out some of that logistic stuff. So, but commit to a date to hit record on your first video. Then under the section where you have video titles, I want you to write down at least 5 to 10 video title ideas right now. This is the 40 video commitment. So I'm not asking that you know all 40 video titles right now, but I am asking that you just journal some down there, just jot some down there, some ideas that you have. Most of us have ideas up front of videos we could make. Write those down in the commitment journal, and then there's a place for a date, so you can put a date when that video was posted to YouTube. And this can serve as a spot for you anytime you have a video idea, when you're walking the dog or driving in the car and you have an idea of a video you can do. You can write that down here in this journal so that you know, okay, I got to make that video, and you'll know when that video posted to YouTube. The 40 video challenge. I know you can do it. If you can get to that 40 videos, you're going to be so excited about where your YouTube channel is landing. Well, congratulations on making it to the end of the course. I hope you've gotten a lot of ideas and insight into what your YouTube channel is going to be, how you're going to help people. I really do hope you take this YouTube Accelerator form and fill it out and share it with the class. Now, if there's anything you don't want somebody to read, obviously you don't have to have every section filled out. Just fill out what you're comfortable with other people reading. But I know by filling out the Accelerator form and by posting it to the class project, it's going to be a commitment device for you, but it's going to encourage and help other people that are probably struggling with ideas, struggling to find their footing in the world of YouTube. It's going to help them too, and I'm excited to see how your channels are going to be helping people. One of the things I do hear a lot from people is, okay, I got to get 40 videos done. Kind of marrying back on the commitment journal, and I don't know what. I got these 10 videos, I got those ideas, but I'm having trouble coming up with other video ideas. We're going to do this on the computer, so I'm going to jump onto the computer. I'm going to show you 4 tools real quick of how to come up with video titles and ideas. All right, so now that we've jumped on the computer, I'm going to show you 4 sites that are going to help you with your title research. So I just have a blank document up here because you want to have a place where you can take notes when you are looking for these ideas. So we're going to dig into this plant-based diet idea, because I've never actually really researched this. And so I thought it would be a good exercise for me to research a key phrase with you that I've never done, so you can see how easy this actually is. So plant-based diet is kind of the word we're going for. We want to come up with some video ideas around that. Now, these are not going to be the end-all be-all titles. These are really going to be the general ideas of the video, which is really what I want you to have, and then we're going to refine those titles once the video is done. But plant-based diet is kind of, we're looking for video ideas around that keyword. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that plant-based diet and we're going to go to actually YouTube and we're going to type in plant-based diet. Now, before you hit the return or the enter key, you're going to see that YouTube has auto-filled underneath that search bar a bunch of suggestions. Now, those suggestions are there because people are searching for those. So now we actually have some good ideas right here in the suggestions. So plant-based diet for beginners, plant-based diet recipes, plant-based diet before and after, plant-based diet weight loss. All of those could be great ideas for our plant-based diet channel. So we're going to go ahead and just start writing those down. So we have for beginners, recipes, so plant-based diet for beginners, plant-based diet recipes. So these are actually the terms people are searching. So weight loss, here we go. right there. So then we can take one of those that we want to dig in. Actually, I just saw right here, plant-based diet meal plan. I like that. Could be a good one. And for beginners recipes, so it's kind of taking these two and putting them together. So plant-based diet for beginners recipes. So already just right off the bat, we're getting these ideas, right? We're getting ideas from YouTube itself that is telling us people are searching for these ideas. These are the kind of ideas we want to have because we want to make sure we know people are looking for the thing that we're making content about, right? So now what I can do is I can take any of these ideas we've had and search YouTube for that. So I really like the plant-based diet for beginners recipes idea. I'm going to search that. And then you're just going to kind of see the videos that come up. See if any of these spark any interest to you. Easy vegan recipes for beginner, plant-based meal prep for beginners. That's a really good one. So I'm going to plant-based diet meal prep for beginners. It's going to be a good idea. We can keep going here. How to meal prep 12 easy vegan recipes. Now, something we're going to notice here is that when we're searching for plant-based diet, we're seeing the word vegan a lot. So we want to take a note of that there's some terminology here that we're going to make sure we're aware of when people are searching for these phrases. But this is what you're going to do. You're going to take these words, you're going to go through YouTube, and you're kind of going to just brainstorm what different title ideas might come up. So just by placing plant-based diet in the search bar here, taking those recommendations and looking at the first couple videos, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different possible video titles here. So from YouTube, we're going to jump over to Google. Now, we talked about Google as being the largest search engine on the planet. We also talked about that Google owns YouTube. So we want to see what Google has to say about this. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to start typing plant-based diet. Now you're probably going to see a lot of similar suggestions here. Now these suggestions are so powerful, but there can be some differences here between Google and YouTube. So let's take a look at what suggestions Google is giving us. So plant-based diet recipes, we have that plant-based diet for beginners. Meal plan benefits, I actually like that a lot. So plant-based diet benefits, we'll take that one. Let's see, food list, I like that one a lot. Okay, we'll go ahead. Hopefully one of you guys out there is doing a plant-based channel. Then you can just borrow these right from me. Plant-based diet versus vegan. I love this, and I love this because we just saw on YouTube that when we typed in plant-based diet, a bunch of vegan videos came up. So being able to define the difference there in a video is going to be huge, and this title is going to be huge because not only are you going to show up for plant-based diet, people searching for that, you're going to show up for people searching for vegan. We're kind of hitting 2 keywords here. So I love that. So plant-based diet versus vegan. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else here. We're going to take plant-based diet for athletes and plant-based diet breakfast. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do that. Now we have, what is that, 10, 11 different ideas, and all we have done is typed in plant-based diet into the search bars, done one search on YouTube. We haven't even searched Google yet. So let's go ahead now and actually search Google, because there's a couple sections of this Google. This is called the Search Engines Result Page, or SERP, and that's actually the results of what you search. So from here, we can get some other ideas. One of the most powerful portions of this, now you're going to see some other things on the right-hand side that I have installed in my browser that you probably won't see, but you can feel free to download things like Keywords Anywhere if you want. But right here that everybody gets, you're going to see this section, People Also Ask. Now, this is one of those things that Google is essentially telling you what people are frequently asking about the topic that we just searched about. We want to pay attention to this. So let's see what these are saying. What can you eat on a plant-based diet? That phrase we want to just take, right? Can you eat on a plant-based diet? Perfect. Can you eat eggs on a plant-based diet? What are the negatives of a plant-based diet? Can you eat bread on a plant-based diet? All of these could be good. I actually like this idea of what are the negatives of a plant-based diet, because that could be a really good video also. Okay. So now we have two more pretty good video titles here just from the what the people ask. Now we can see on the Google search engine results page, the pages that are showing up #1, and we want to look at the organic ones. So these top links here where you see the word ad, those are paid placements. So those people are paying to be on the page here. So we don't want to pay as much attention to those, because that's just, once again, money is what's getting them there. The next ones without ads, these are what we want to pay attention to, because these are the top sites showing up on Google. So what is a plant-based diet and why should you try it? Right there from health.harvard.edu. I love this title. And now we'll probably tweak this title a little bit, because once again, we're just coming up with title ideas here. But not only do we have a title, what is a plant-based diet? Okay. Then we also can take this article. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this article URL, so we can now have some references inside of our video referencing this article from Harvard Health Publishing, right? A very well-known publication, a well-known entity that we can actually use quotes out of this actual article. So we're going to go over here, and then in parentheses, I'm going to put that blog post in there so we can get back to it. Now we have another great video idea, Beginner's Guide to Plant-Based Diet. I think we had something similar to that, right? Let's see. For beginners, I like the beginner's guide that this one is saying. So I'm going to write that up here. Guide to plant-based. Oh, I got rid of my plant-based diet there. Okay, there we go. Plant-based diet. Put that back on the clipboard. There we go. And once again, this is one of those things where now I have the Forks Over Knives site giving me that article, Beginner's Guide to Plant-Based Diet, Beginner's Guide to Plant-Based Diet from Everyday Health also, a complete beginner's guide on Healthline. I can take all of these URLs, add them to my sheet here, because now I'm going to have references for all of those also within the videos. And something I want to make a point here, we just typed in plant-based diet. Already, after just going through 4 of the top search results, the 3 of the 4 are all about a beginner's guide. That you really want to take note of that, because it's really telling us that a lot of people are searching for a beginner's guide or beginner tips on plant-based diet. As a matter of fact, you can see that I have this little keywords everywhere here, that this one article is getting about 34,000 views a month just on this article. So there's definitely some traffic going over there. People are definitely searching for beginner's guides to plant-based diet, right? So you're going to want to just take note of the trends that you see also when you're doing these searches. So we can go through all of these different links that pop up, but I want to get to the bottom of the page. The bottom of this Google page down here, we see a section that says related searches. So these now are searches that people are doing that relate to plant-based diet. So this is something that is important, because Google is telling us people are actually searching for these phrases. So now we can take a look at these, and we're going to have a bunch of other possibilities for titles here. So plant-based diet menu, plant-based diet recipes, benefits, weight loss. We're seeing some of the same here. Problems, 2-week plant-based diet, plant-based diet for beginners. Okay, great. I'm pretty good with all of those, although I do like the idea of getting the word menu in there. So I'm going to add that right there, kind of near meal plan, so I can kind of strategize around those. And from Google, we're going to go to a site called trends.google.com. This is Google Trends. So this is a super cool site that actually shows you the trends of different keywords. So we're going to go ahead and type in plant-based diet again. Now, in trends, you can see when I type in plant-based diet, it gives me a couple options here. It gives me plant-based diet as a search term and plant-based diet as a topic. So I'm going to go ahead and do it as a search term. And now we're going to see the trend over time of this keyword. So you can see October, this was 2020. And then you can see that it popped here in February of 2021, and then it kind of came back down to its mean down here. But you can kind of see that there's a trend over time. Now, this is important because some keywords that you search, you'll see that there are very obvious peaks and valleys of that keyword. So within your channel, you want to take a note of that, because if certain keywords that you're trying to get found for peak, say in November, December, maybe in the holiday seasons, well, then you want to make sure you're getting out content ahead of time so that those keywords will be found on your channel. We'll also see interest by subregion, but the thing I really do like is related queries down here, right? Related queries are the things that are related to your search phrase that are starting to generally, these are starting to trend up. So what does a plant-based diet consist of? You can see that it says right here that this is a breakout phrase. So let's go over here and we'll just type that in here. What does a plant-based diet consist of? Okay, that's a good title right there. So if we go back over to trends, now we can click that. Although I do want to show you over here on the left, you do have related topics also. So clean eating as a topic, probiotic is a topic, anti-inflammatory is a topic. I like this clean eating, so I'm just going to put a little section down here of ideas because I don't really have a video title for this yet, but I'm just going to type in clean eating. So it might be clean eating and a plant-based diet, or how, is a plant-based diet considered clean eating? Any of those things could make sense. So, but I can click here on related queries, and now I'm going to get the interest over time of that specific query. Now this one, even though it's a breakout topic, not a ton. It's a breakout topic because it had this crazy peak, although there's not a lot of volume past that. So maybe this one's not so hot now that we've researched this a little bit more, but we'll keep it on our page just for kicks. And we'll go to plant-based diet as a topic, and you can see as a topic here, it trends very nicely in that kind of 75 range. This is one of those topics that people are interested in, and they're interested in it all year long, all the time. Now, interestingly, we searched plant-based diet now as a topic, not just as a keyword, and you can see down here the related queries have changed. So now it gets interesting because we have plant-based pepperoni, plant-based shoes, plant-based diet food list, plant-based, and some other things that probably are just plant-based whatever. But the thing that gets me here is plant-based pepperoni. I want to get down here too and say plant-based. And I'm just going to write other types of food. Because pepperoni is coming up, this gives me an idea for a video, which is the best plant-based pepperoni. That could be a video right there. So that's how we would use Google Trends. And then the last site I'm going to show you, and which is, this is awesome. And we've taken one key phrase, plant-based diet, and have all of these different ideas now. All of these ideas you can then do, you can rinse and repeat, right? You can take all of these, put them in the search bar, see what else comes up. You can just do this over and over and over again. But I do want to show you one last tool, which is called Answer the Public. This is a really incredible tool that's available to us, where you go down, there's always a fun animation of some sort they have on the front page, and then you can discover what people are asking about. So let's just put plant-based diet, since that's what we were searching for, and we're going to hit search. And it's incredible, this is the totally free version. I don't have a paid version of Answer the Public. If you're doing a lot of searches on there, you are going to need to get the paid version. But for what our purposes are, if you're searching once or twice a day, then this is totally fine. What Answer the Public does is they take that keyword that you put in there, and then they put these different words in front of it: which, can, how, who, what, why, will, when, and where, and show you what people are searching for with your key phrase and those added words there. So if we go to which, we can see what is a typical plant-based diet, which bread for plant-based diet. I like that. That kind of goes along with our pepperoni. So best bread for a plant-based diet. There we go. So I like that right there. People are always looking for the best, right? They always want the top 5, the best, whatever it is. There you have it. What's plant-based food? Okay, I like that. Based food. All right, now let's go back over to answer the public. And then you have now R. Is plant-based diet good for weight loss? Is plant-based diet good for diabetics? Is plant-based diet better than meat? Are plant-based diets the best? Are plant-based diets bad? Are plant-based diets good for you? Are plant-based diet good? Are plant-based diets healthy? In there's 2 or 3 ideas. I really like this idea of, is it good for diabetics? Is plant-based diet good for, insert kind of issue somebody's dealing with? Good for weight loss? Is it better than meat? A lot of questions you can answer here. And then we get down to the where. How to get started plant-based diet. I love that. Okay, we have for beginners, we want to get that. How to get started with a plant-based diet. Right there. Love it. And we could go through all of this circle here, and see what else is here. What's a plant-based diet? How does plant-based diet affect the environment? What's plant-based food? And we see a trend here too. People are wanting to know what foods they can have, what foods are considered on the plant-based diet. Is it good for you? All of that. And as we keep scrolling down here we have, these are, different questions. And then this site also takes more words, can, is, to, without, near, with, and does the same thing, gives you a bunch of different things people are searching for right here. So with, I just stuck out to me, plant-based diet with cheese, plant-based diet with seafood, plant-based diet with protein, plant-based diet with dairy, plant-based diet with chicken. All of the different things, people are really interested in what they can have on a plant-based diet. We keep seeing the plant-based diet to lose weight. That's going to be a trend, a topic that we're probably going to be able to get a lot of traffic on. And we could use that in probably 20 different videos. Plant-based diet for beginners, we keep seeing that. So definitely some things here that you can take away if we were doing, as we're doing our plant-based diet title research. And then we have comparisons as we keep scrolling down, answer the public. So we have or, like, versus and. So plant-based diet and kidney disease, plant-based diet and cholesterol, plant-based diet and weight loss, plant-based diet and pounds, meaning probably weight loss there, and diabetes and heart disease. And then we have or, plant-based diet or vegan, plant-based diet or meat. All of these ideas could be video topics for your plant-based channel. And then we have plant-based diet 201 alphabeticals. This is so cool because now they just kind of put all this stuff in a alphabetical list for you that you can just take and copy and paste into your keyword idea list. Let's see here. If we just took all of these, we could just go over here and go awesome, and boom, we just had, there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different video topic ideas. Actually, I really like this idea of plant-based diet lunch ideas. You could have a whole series of that. You could do a once a week or once every other week or once a month video on plant-based diet lunch ideas for the month or for the week. There's so much content here, and you don't have to just create one video for one title. You can really massage that title, because a lot of these titles you're going to want more than one video for. So with that, we go back over to answer the public, and you can just see there's just so many title ideas here. And then we, at the bottom here, we get related, and you get kind of the plant-based diet versus vegan, plant-based diet recipes for beginners, meal plans. Just answer the public is worth the price of admission. And then you can take any of these terms that we've come up with, any of these other titles we've come up with, and do the same process for those. You're going to have hundreds and hundreds of video ideas before you're done with all of this. So those are the 4 sites that you need to start with to come up with video ideas: the YouTube search page, the Google search engines result page, Google Trends, and answer the public. I hope that was helpful. I'm excited to hear about the topics that you're coming up with.